Hello, everyone, and thank you for choosing to spend your time here with me today. We're going to dive into a topic that sounds both familiar and a little contradictory. I am lazy, but I want to be good at English. Does that sound like you? Be honest with yourself. How many times have you bought a thick grammar book only to let it sit untouched on your desk? How many times have you promised to learn 50 new words a day, but they gave up after just 2 days? If you find yourself nodding right now, you're not alone. I've been there too, and so have millions of other learners. We don't lack dreams. We lack energy, patience, and sometimes we label ourselves as lazy. But wait, what if laziness isn't the enemy? What if your laziness is actually guiding you toward a smarter, easier, and more effective way to master English? Sounds strange, doesn't it? Here's the exciting part. In this video, I'm going to reveal a special secret, a secret that most people who try hard to learn English never discover. This secret will completely change the way you think about learning a language. And here's the catch. I will only share it at the very end. The question is, will you stay until the end to find out? Let me tell you a story about a young man named Kenji. Kenji was born in Japan, and ever since he was a boy, he carried a beautiful dream: to travel the world, to connect with people from different cultures, to live a life full of colors and experiences. But there was one huge obstacle standing in his way: English. He knew that if he wanted to make his dream real, he had to master the language. So Kenji began his English journey the way most people do. He bought thick grammar books filled with endless rules. He wrote down long vocabulary lists: apple, book, car, desk, elephant. After work each day, Kenji sat at his desk, opened his books, and tried to force every rule, every word into his brain. But after just 1 week, he was exhausted. The grammar was boring. The words slipped away from his memory. He felt stupid, defeated, and then a terrible thought crept into his mind. Maybe I'm too lazy. Maybe I'm not smart enough. And so Kenji gave up. His dream of traveling the world, of speaking English with people from all corners of the globe, suddenly felt distant and impossible. But here's the truth. Kenji wasn't lazy. The problem wasn't him. The problem was his method. He was trying to climb a massive mountain in a single day, and of course, he collapsed. Kenji didn't fail because he was lazy. He failed because he chose the wrong path. And this is the turning point of the story. Many people think Kenji gave up because he was lazy. But in reality, he was missing one small secret, a secret that can completely transform the way we see language learning. What is that secret? It's very simple. Stop learning English. Start using English. It sounds strange, but think about it. When you learn, you sit at a desk, take notes, memorize rules and lists. Learning feels like pressure, like preparing for an exam. It's heavy, it's dry, and it drains your energy quickly. But when you use English, everything changes. It no longer feels like an obligation. It becomes part of your daily life. Using English can be as simple as playing your favorite song, laughing at a short video, or texting a few lines to a friend. Using is natural. Using is fun. Just like how you use your native language every single day without ever studying it. The key isn't to learn more. The key is to let English flow into your everyday moments. When you pick up your phone, when you read a headline, when you watch a movie. You don't force yourself, you simply live with it. And that natural rhythm is the most powerful path to true fluency. And here comes the very first rule. Simple, yet incredibly powerful. The 5-minute rule. You don't need to sit down for an hour every day. You don't need to force yourself through endless study sessions. All you need is just 5 minutes. Yes, only 5 minutes. Picture this. You watch a short YouTube video with English subtitles, laugh, and then move on. You play a song you love, hum along with the lyrics. Or maybe you open a news app, read just one headline in English, and that's it. That's your study for the day. The goal is not to understand everything or to memorize every word. The goal is simply to touch English every single day. 5 minutes may sound tiny, but that's exactly why it works. It's not scary. It's not overwhelming. And before you know it, it turns into a habit. Believe me, a small habit practiced daily is far stronger than a massive effort done once in a while. And the 5-minute rule is your very first step to making English a natural part of your everyday life. Rule 2, one sentence rule. Do you remember the feeling of staring at a long vocabulary list? Your eyes are open, but your brain just wants to shut the book and run away. Long lists are boring, and after a few days, you forget almost everything. So why torture yourself? Instead, change your approach. Learn just one useful sentence each day. Yes, just one, but it has to be a sentence you can actually use. For example, could you speak a little slower, please? A golden key that keeps the conversation alive, even if you don't understand everything. Or, what do you call this in English? A magic phrase that lets you learn new words directly from real people. Now do the math. One sentence a day means 365 sentences in a year. And 365 sentences are not small. With them, you can handle countless real-life situations. It's far better than memorizing 3,000 words you can't put into a sentence. Instead, you'll have ready-to-use phrases, complete and powerful. Rule 3, smartphone rule. And now, my favorite rule, the smartphone rule. Your phone is the thing you touch the most every day, so why not turn it into your free English teacher? Kenji did something very simple. He changed the language of his phone from Japanese to English. At first, it was confusing. Words like settings or compose felt strange, but because he used his phone every day, those words naturally became familiar. He didn't force himself to memorize them. He just saw them again and again until they stuck. Think about it. Every time you unlock your phone, you're learning. Every notification, every message, all in English. You're surrounding yourself with the language effortlessly, without extra time or energy. That's smart learning. That's natural learning. And it's a habit that pays off for life. And then something magical happened. After a few months of following the 3 Lazy Smart rules, Kenji started to notice real change. One afternoon in Tokyo, he saw a tourist from Canada looking lost. His heart raced. For a moment, he hesitated, but this time he didn't run away. He took a deep breath, walked up, and smiled. He started with a simple sentence he had practiced. Hello, can I help you? Short, friendly, and confident. The tourist looked relieved and answered quickly. Kenji felt nervous. The words were too fast. But then he remembered his golden phrase. Could you speak a little slower, please? The woman smiled, slowed down, and suddenly the conversation flowed. With just a handful of short sentences, Kenji was able to guide her to her destination. The conversation wasn't long. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. He was finally using English, not studying, not memorizing, but truly communicating. At that moment, Kenji's chest filled with pride. He had done it. His dream of speaking English, of connecting with the world, was no longer far away. It had already begun, right there, on a familiar street in Tokyo. And the best part? Kenji realized that small, consistent steps could take him further than he ever imagined. And here it is, the final secret, the one that makes all the lazy smart methods truly powerful. It sounds simple, but it can change your entire journey of learning English. Consistency over intensity. Small daily actions are far more powerful than big but irregular efforts. You see, we often believe that progress comes from studying for hours and hours, but the brain doesn't work like that. It doesn't thrive on long, exhausting marathons followed by weeks of silence. What it loves is repetition, tiny touches, every single day. 5 minutes today, one useful sentence tomorrow, a new word that appears on your phone the next day. Small, but together, they build unstoppable momentum. And here's the surprising truth. Laziness is not your enemy. In fact, it's a guide. It whispers to you, don't push yourself the hard way. Find the smarter, easier path. Laziness forces you to be creative, to optimize, to get more with less effort. So instead of blaming yourself for being lazy, smile and say, I am a smart, lazy learner. Someone who knows how to use limited energy to create unlimited progress. That's not just a way to learn English. It's a philosophy for life. You don't have to change the world in one day. You only need to keep walking, one small step at a time, every single day. And those small steps will carry you further than you ever imagined. And before we wrap up, remember this one simple but powerful truth. Small steps every day lead to big results. You don't need to run fast. You just need to keep moving forward, step by step, and success will come naturally. If this video gave you motivation and a new way to approach English, please take a moment to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next inspiring lesson. And if you'd like to go even further, join our membership to get a PDF summary of today's lesson, a perfect tool designed for smart, lazy learners like you. Believe that you're improving every single day, even if it feels small. And as I always say at the end of every video, keep going and keep growing. Thank you so much for joining us today on Kunzy Podcast English. If this episode gave you motivation and made English feel easier, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Your small action means the world to us and keeps us inspired to create more valuable content for you. Let's keep moving forward together. Keep going and keep growing.